God, it's Friday and you're welcome to Let's Talk Showbiz here on the JoyNews channel. My name is Doreen Avio and today I can tell you that Rocky Dawuni is in the news, Luigi McLean is in the news, we also have Burna Boy. I'm just listing them, but it's endless. Trust me, I'm here to have fun and that's what I want you to do right here with me. So wherever you are, just sit down, relax and tell a friend to tune in right now and have a good time. This is Let's Talk Showbiz. If you're just joining me, this is Let's Talk Showbiz and I am starting with the legend Rocky Dawuni. He has a new song out. He is promoting, but today he was on Daybreak Hits and he's been talking a lot about unity in the music industry. So a week ago, he actually said it on This Is Gospel with Frankie 5, but he came today and stressed on the need for unity among musicians because he believes that if there is unity, we can go out there to the world and actually do a lot of work to help promote the Ghana music industry.
You mentioned that one of the reasons why we aren't able to thrive globally like we would want is because of this unity.
Yes.
And I remember the likes of Martinez disagreed with you with that. So I wanted to really get an understanding of what you really meant by that.
Yes, what I meant was that the sense of patriotism that comes with believing in an idea of a country and everything that comes from the country to be a collectively shared, shall I say, legacy. I think that to some extent we missed that. And that is not to either point hands or judge us or anything, because the best way to move forward is to assess where we are and the things that we feel could be done better so that we can make it better. I mean, I had reiterated this point earlier on, is that when you look at Ghana right now, this individualism has become amplified to the highest level. Even our, look at even our political system, our leadership. It's so divided. If you are brushed with one brush of one political party, you become the enemy of another party. If you go and say something to support something that maybe the government is doing, somebody say, oh no, you are a member of the government, so you don't have to support something that is good. So I feel that whole thing of divisiveness has also permeated our young people, because when you look at it in the industry, you don't find great songs being like, oh, let's push this. What we do is the conflict between artists is what the media takes up and amplifies. So now everybody wants to create a conflict so that the media, that's the only way that you have to. So how can you use a negative way of doing things to amplify and elevate something positive? It doesn't happen. So it's like we've taken disunity to a certain art form. And I feel that is hurting us, because when you go to any country, when a Nigerian artist is playing, I'm using this just because, not because Nigeria had things planned a long time ago. Back in the days, because of their numbers, they were able to, even the big record labels had shops in Nigeria. Sony, Polygram, everybody from long time, from Fela and all of those guys, they had access to all of those. So all of those labels too, will push you abroad. Just because if a Nigerian artist is playing, let's say in Los Angeles, you will go, it's sold out and packed, and you see the audience is Nigerians. Nigerians themselves can pack a whole and make a sold out show for their art. We can't take any, shall I say, any award system and then say that is the apex, But the Academy is a very recognized and respected, award system that it's global. It's respected. It's a yardstick that once, you get a nomination there, it translates like everywhere you go in different parts of the world. When you are addressed in that regard, within that scheme, the musical scheme of that place, it places you at a certain level, because it's it's kind of a mark of excellence. So I'll say that compared to a lot of awards around the world, it's the one that has created that reputation and has become like a very recognized and transferable institution. So but I feel that musicians, people being obsessed with it for me as a musician, I have an issue with that. I have an issue that you don't do music just to get awards. Music is something that you create, you try to create and innovate and make great music. And I think that awards being done right are a reflection of innovation. So do the great works, and then the great works themselves will place themselves, and not think that maybe being obsessed with it, everybody wants to get it as some kind of thing to put a label on their music whilst they're not working on innovation. So I think in that place we miss the whole thing. But in the long run, we have to use something to measure something. And I think that getting a nomination for a real body of work, which happened with my album, because that's really the whole thing, is putting a whole album, a full album, and not necessarily, being on someone's album or being, a part of, I think that a lot of people feel that that's really a quicker way to get recognition for it. But I feel that what we need is full albums that come from this country to be recognized in that level. So Branches of the Same Tree was one of the first to be, and I think it probably is the only one still that has been a full-on album that has been nominated from this country. And I want our artists to focus on. Others are going to be probably the ones who are going to win or nomination, but we need more nominations of full bodies because it needs to reflect the creativity that is going on in this country, and that's what I've always talked about.
Right, so that was Rocky Dawuni, and I kind of agree with him. That unity, let's support one another. Let's push our work so that the world can get to know more about Ghana music. Now let's go straight to Luigi McLean, who happens to be a protege of Joe Metal. So I've been listening and singing along to this song titled Bunoni, and I'm sure for most of us it's a song that talks about the realities of life, something that we can actually relate to. But today Luigi McLean on Daybreak has said that song was written about him. So basically Joe Metal wrote that song for him, and even the lyrics, his side of the song was all written by Joe Metal. He sang it, and they all sang it beautifully. Let's hear him explain more about that, and of course his musical journey as a gospel musician.
I can remember, I have memory of me standing behind the mirror, holding my phone, checking the lyrics and singing, because I was like, no, this is Joe's album, and I know the standard and everything, and I wouldn't want to be the reason why something didn't go well on that night. So I was making sure that I kept everything perfect. So come on the night of the recording, we recorded the song, and then the rest is history.
But okay, so did Joe write your verse
yes,
too?
He wrote everything.
Really?
Yes.
I see.
Everything.
But I don't know, but I had this funny feeling that you wrote the song.
No.
That's why it's a funny feeling.
I know. I just think it's God's own way of bringing me out. So the song, Joe wrote the song, but more like he wrote it for me. That's what I say, because it's been like one of my greatest testimonies.
Okay, so I just wanted to find out how mentally psyched you are for the journey you are about to embark on.
Well, I think I'm one person who learns from my environment, and I've had the chance to sit back and assess a lot of people who are working in this circle. When I mean gospel music, and I think I've learned from different situations, and so I think from that I've drawn a lot of lessons that makes me ready for the journey.
But it's different observing from afar.
Yes, but
and actually experiencing it because you are now in the industry.
Yes, but just like school, when your lecturer is teaching you, even though it's different from the exam, but what he teaches you is in a form of way prepares you for the exam. So I feel like what I've learned is what has prepared me. Of course, it won't be, no one gets the syllables, like you don't know, say, okay, on this day this will happen, but the things that you go through and your foundation, like I said earlier, is what keeps you up and prepares you for whatever comes.
Are you still at trial?
Yes, I can say yes and I can say no, because for now the two of us are representing the group. The third guy is taking some short leave to do to go to school, I heard. So I think after school he might come back. But for now, the group is still intact. The two of us are still doing what the group, champion what the group needs to be doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the misconception out there is not true that Brian has gone defunct again. It is not true.
No, it's not. It's not.
Usually
As
it's
a
just.
matter of fact, we actually have a tour in UK coming up just in 2 weeks. So yes, so you're going to be seeing a lot from us.
And it's going to be the three of you.
It's going to be the two of us, but because I told you, he's in school. He's taking time off to go to school, but I think after school he's going to join the group back again. I think it is no secret that for some time now the movie industry has suffered. I mean, it's everywhere. Coronavirus and a couple of happenings here and there. It's not making the industry get to where it has to get. But I think this festival is a step in the right direction. They've been doing quite a lot for the movie industry, and they've been trying all their best to make sure the industry gets to where it has to get to. So I would say we're getting there.
Any interest for movies? You yourself for acting?
Yes, many of you don't know I've been into production for many years before even I got into music. I was working with Advantage Production, Things to Do for Love. I was a production assistant on Things to Do for Love for all these years.
Okay.
Yes, so I've been so I was telling you earlier on that movies and music were siblings. Yeah, so there's a lot we're working on underground. I'll let the cat out of the bag at the right time.
Is that to say